A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just trying to make myself feel like I'm a part of something. It gets so cruel, and I just don't know what to do anymore.
How are you so good at this game? I don't get it. Trust me, dude. I'm good at a lot of games, okay? I'm a gaming god. Fucking gaming god. Big time. The IQ. Big time. My brain's so big. Big time. The IQ. Big time. Absolute nutcase. Hands up, big time. Big time. That's the Queen of England. Big time. Big time. Suck my nuts. Oh, yeah, in your fucking face, bitch. Big time. In your fucking face, bitch. Big time. Women born with no vagina hopes to have children. How does she poop?
Hey guys, we're trying out new music, alright? So you know, I just want to see the feel for it. If you know, I feel a different type of intensity when I trade every morning, you know. But I think I prefer my own music, man. To be honest with you guys, this music is too it reminds me of Turning of Monty, you know. it's just not my music. I don't listen to this music at all. Like my music is mostly just hip hop, R&B, rap and stuff. But like EDM and all of that stuff, like it's not really my music. It's just I want to try something new today, but unfortunately, I don't like it, so we're not gonna do this ever again, alright? So, I mean the first song was lit though. The second song was lit, but yeah. I don't think that's a play, guys. Why's my thing so loud? There we go. What's going on, guys? Maybe news today. We have EU news at 7:45, 8:30. Got more news. Not bad. Okay. I think a lot of people from the UK will like that music, though. Agree? A lot of people from the UK will like that music. Let's look at GJ here. So I think weekly here is, yeah, so currently weekly is still bearish here, nothing happened overnight. So kind of on a trend. Daily came down, so that's cool. Daily came down to kind of break this low over here. So I guess you can say like this is your previous support here, right? And your current support was right here on GJ. So if we are currently breaking this low now, high chance we have to continue down towards like the support down here, like 138, 400. Overall, like the overall range is this. This is the overall range from there to here. So we're in a range within a range, right, on the daily time frame. So we kind of really got to break it into details. So go down to the 4-hour time frame here. 4-hour time frame is kind of still is obviously bearish here. We should be continuing down here. The 1 hour is currently bearish, and also the 30 minutes is currently bearish. I think sells would be valid if we were to, I think, break below here. I was looking at this earlier. Below here, you can get nice sells coming down towards next support, potentially. Oh, this candle. Wow. Yeah, this candle should be coming down here towards this next support here. I think the range you have here is going to be about a 27 pip range to go down here. So, I mean, the 1 hour closes in about 19 minutes. I kind of want a 1 hour closure here, but the 30 minute did close below as well, which is pretty valid for the sell. Thing is that you have a very weak minor support level right here that you probably gonna worry about this area. But other than that, it should be coming down towards this next support here. So maybe I'll wait for 30 minute close, or just out of this 1 hour close, look for positions here on GJ. I think this 15 minute position here was not bad at all. This 15 minute position or just 30 minute position coming down here, I think stops would have been in this case. It had a 13 pip stop for like a 29 pip range going down, not bad. But yeah, should be coming down here. Put that as a target. Is anybody in sells here? It's a good position you have here. Once we break below, like right here, I think, yeah, once we break below right here, it should be clean, like very clean. Like there's nothing stopping GJ once it breaks below this area right here. It should be easily coming down towards the support easily. The moment it just breaks this, it's gone. So like, what I mean by it's the gonzo is it's gonna be a waterfall coming down once it breaks below here, but like the waterfall is never your ideal entry. Your ideal entry should have been like right here, right around that range. This is just kind of like that, you know, they kind of sit back and watch, enjoy the show, play some EDM music type stuff, you know, watch it come down, the intensity of this candle coming down towards the next support. That's what you gotta do for waterfall moves, but it's never the time to enter. because obviously you can't enter here, you know, and it just wouldn't make any sense. You would have literally like a 20 pip stop loss for like a 10 pip gain, you know, it's not really worth it. But yeah, to be clean. I'm gonna move this mouse over here because this mouse is bothering me. There you go. Dun 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 dun. I wonder if that music I play will get copyrighted. Cause I don't even know, I don't know any of those artists or anything. I just kind of picked it up randomly. I think I might get copyrighted though. Who knows? Let's see. Target as long as price stays below 138.935. I want to wait for it to come back up to keep going down. Could be too late now. Now you can get a potential move off the hourly time frame because the hourly time could still close pretty decently. I guess you can say strong bearish here, right? It can close like this. It can pull back to create that wick, the last 15 minute, right? And then it can look like this, and then the next candle could open up like this to continue down, right? So I mean that is a possibility that could happen in this case, but yeah, the chance of that happening isn't as high. But if it were to happen, then take advantage of it, I'll say. Then you can enter on this candle, stops previous candle, and TP down here off the hourly time frame, right? If you want to enter off the hourly, because that's the next candle closure. But yeah, 30-minute closing here below. I mean, it makes sense to enter here. You could, but it's just that it's the last 15. So you might as well wait for the hourly, you know. How big is the stop though? A 13 pip stop for like a 22 pip range going down. Wow, we never broke below the waterfall area. Came very close. Secure 10 pips with this push, let's go. Nice, bro. About to send a chart, go ahead, man. Yeah, definitely would have secured some profits if you were in sales. Definitely 10 pips. You got way over 10 pips. Way over. You got like around 13, 14. No reason not to secure pips. Honestly, if I was in this trade here, I think I would have just closed the fold thing, to be honest with you. I would just, because like the range go down here with 27 pips, like I would have closed full probably at like 10 pips here. And I guess just not leave a runner. I don't know. Because the range isn't that great. It isn't that big enough for me to leave a runner. Right? But, I mean, it still makes sense here. That's fine. I think managing your trades is a preference. Depending on how you want to close, how much you want to close. Some people close 50%, some people like closing 10%. I think it's a personal preference, but I think the way I see it is that if my runner does not make me more than my initial position, there's no point on me leaving my runner, you know? So, that's just me. But the only thing I can say I can go off your feeling in FX is just the way you close your positions. That's it. Like how much you want to close. Other than that, I think it should just be off price and what it does. News hits around 8 AM, so let's see, because this shit could reverse again. Yeah, it's definitely a bit earlier in the day. You definitely have a long ways to go before anything can happen by 9. At 9, we can literally go up here to reach, you know, who knows what up here, and then come back down. You know, it can do whatever. But yeah, day's still young. There it is, done for a day. Nice. I don't know why yesterday people were so surprised about gold. Like gold was just bearish yesterday. Like I think yesterday I got a bunch of messages like, why did gold drop? Well, all you gotta do is look at the daily time frame. You know, look at the higher time frame. They're like, well, there was a double bottom here and there's a strong resistance, strong support here. Why did gold reject? Why didn't gold reject here? It rejected on August 20th, 2017. Why didn't it reject on December 12th, 2020? It's like, well, because you're, you know, 1 hour support marked, 30-minute closure below, waiting for it to count. Yep, this is a perfect entry. Perfect entry, perfect execution, perfect management, perfect everything in this trade. Congratulations. This trade lasted about 5 minutes, and it took you a longer time to analyze it, right? But it was definitely worth it. Yeah, I think gold dropped more today. Gold today probably, let's see. Yeah, so yesterday we marked out gold, right? We marked out gold bearish. Like gold was up here yesterday. We marked it. We called our target here at like 1841, and we broke it down from the weekly, coming all the way down to like the, you know, the 4 hour, right? You know, this is all broken down yesterday to a T. Like this candle here was the reason why gold came down yesterday. That was it. That was the reason, right? It just need like it just needed the volume to come in. So for example, London, you had London volume, wasn't that strong enough to break it. You had New York volume coming here. New York volume just kind of broke it down. So whenever you guys have targets or ranges, like think of it this way: like price is always gonna be pending to go to a certain range. Pending. Think of it that way. Like for example, you have a support here, you have a resistance here. If you break above this resistance, high chance you have to go up, right? If you break the support, high chance you have to go down. But there's something you need other than just that for price to really move, and the thing you need is volume. So with the session openings, session closings, you can kind of indicate when volume's gonna come in, and that's why gold moved down yesterday during 8 a.m., 9 a.m., right? Especially since it stayed below this area. But today, looking at gold today, let's see, gold daily is currently bearish here. Yeah, it has more room to come down here today, probably. Just not as great as yesterday. Weekly is rejecting, so weekly is kind of still bullish here. Right, this current candle is bearish though. I'll say today, if we were, I think another move we could potentially have here is if we were to continue down to break below the support right here, right? Because what we're doing right now is we're finding resistance somewhere. We're finding resistance right here on gold, right? So if this is the top of your range and we're kind of closing bearish here at resistance, high chance this candle has to continue down. Because if you go back on the hourly time frame, all that price is doing here is just retesting the low again. If it were to continue down here, it'll look like this, right? So if it looks like this, then high chance if you get a closure below this range here, like so, then we could continue down towards the support next, right? But I think you need 1831 here to break before you can get more sells coming into 1826 to retest the lows again. And yeah, you have it's the NYSE opening. It's a pre-New York right now, so you should expect some volume to come in. But yeah, gold is pretty bearish though. Yeah, sells below here would be ideal. If you were to take sales in the hourly time frame, I think I'll wait for the hourly to close bearish here. Like once we close bearish here, that would indicate that this is the top of the range. This is the bottom. We should come back down to retest the bottom of the range, right? So I'll wait for this hourly to close and then execute on sells if we were to close bearish. If that makes sense. Yeah, high time frame is bearish. Everything's just bearish right now. But if you look at it from the FOREX perspective is looking like this. So I mean, I think FOREX perspective, high time perspective, I think if this support were to break here, you can continue down today to potentially 1824, right? And if that were to break, then potentially 1816, right? But you have like more levels to continue down, obviously, if you were to break these levels. But definitely not a great idea to take buys to retest the highs again or something. You know, it's kind of very doesn't make any sense right now. You're trying to call it top and bottom here because you've seen rejection here in the past, right? So more bearish. Thanks so much, trying to learn from you. No worries, man. Hey, just keep tuning into the streams every day for free, you know, and we'll grow on you. Everything will start to make sense, a lot more sense. There you guys have it. GG came down, broke the lows, came down towards the next support here. Yep, it's a waterfall, right? I mentioned how if we were to break this low here, you get an absolute waterfall here, and you start playing EDM music once it breaks that low. Yeah, so if I'm looking for more sells here, then I think I am going to probably look for sells below this support, because you guys might be wondering why not this support instead. It's because like you have like even if I were to look for sells below this area, you have support right away off the rip. So this is like you have a very small range here, right? This is your range right now that you're in, but you have a very small range below. So I'll wait for this range to break out, and then I'll take sells below here, coming down towards probably like this little area right here, which is not bad. It's a 30 pip range to go down. So if I were to take another sell position, I'll probably be there. Other than that, if price were to push up, I'll take buys. I'll take buys above probably this resistance over here, right? Because this is your previous range. Your previous range was pretty much from here to here, right? So if that's your previous range, this now right here becomes your resistance. This was support at one point, right? This now becomes your resistance. If we were to break above, coming back in the range, then buys would be ideal. Buys would make perfect sense coming up towards the next resistance. So you have buys above here and there's sells below there. So 30 pip range go up, 30 pip range go down. So not bad. Can we reach that potential target, guys? Could we reach the target here? 138.64. Or no, I think this would be a target actually, because you have like some support right here, right? So I think this area, if you guys are in positions here, I'll look to probably close here, and then yeah, look to take profits here, or take partials here at least minimum, right? Not bad at all. Congrats. And this is a very easy move you had here on JJ. You know, 30-minute candle give an entry as well. 30-minute candle give an entry right here. Because they closed below the support here. You know, the 1 hour not really an entry. 15 was an entry as well. 15 closed below right here, and then closed below right here. So I think you had three opportunities to enter on this trade here in this case. Such a clean move, yeah, man. Such a clean move. I didn't catch any bit of it, by the way, for anyone that's asking. I kind of want this alley to I mean, this alley might be a bit tougher than the previous alley, right? Because you kind of come to like the support here, right? And I believe what's gonna happen here is we could look to make support here, and then create some type of mid range for a bit. And once you actually, okay, maybe this will happen. Like we'll close bearish here to alley, and then we'll start to close like I think bullish on like the 15-30 minute time frame at this support, and then you can maybe get a start play coming in later on, probably, but. This is an area where price may struggle at, potentially. But I want to see where support, we're just kind of close here, because I want to kind of adjust this support we have here. Are you waiting for a buy? No, man. Definitely not waiting for a buy. I'll take buys if price were to break above this range here, above here. I'll take buys going up to probably this range. right? That's 1 pip range going up. Other than that, I'm definitely not taking buys right now. If you are taking buys right here on GJ, you need to reevaluate your trading. You need to look at the higher time frames. You need to see how price reacts, and you need to understand that price is not gonna just, you know, flip and then post pressure run is running. Nice, man. Good stuff. Yeah, so I think, okay, since ours is gonna close here in about a minute and a half, if we could get some type of, let's see, below here, I'm looking for sells ideally, right, guys? So I mean, below here, if we get a closure below there, we can get some sells coming in the next candle. But thing is, like, your stop's gonna be a bit wide on this candle, because my target's gonna be below the support in the hourly time frame. It's probably gonna be coming down towards like this area. This is my sells, right? 33 pip range going down. So let's see. $40 pip 30-minute candle. Nice. GJ chart didn't take a trade, but had the levels marked up pretty nice. Yeah, I think GJ was pretty easy to mark up in this case. Like this range here, it was pretty clean, very clean. Broke below support, rejected resistance, closed bearish, and broke below previous candle. I did sell the entry, test the previous low, and fill the candle wicks to the left. Nothing to trade. I was just starting moves when I came back to the charts, but the sell below, I was good level preparing for the trade. Yep, very decent level. This is from what, 30-minute perspective? 30-minute perspective. Yeah, this made perfect sense. Because, and you marked it up from this area, right? You marked it up from this area where price can create resistance. So yeah, I think what happened was price came down, made support right here, and then this candle here kind of closed below. Therefore, this candle started to continue down. Price started to come back up after creating a support here to tap resistance. But these candles here never broke resistance. Therefore, we still stayed below support, and price should continue to come down here, and that's what price did. And then price came down, closed bearish at resistance, came back down to retest the lows, and then continuation to the downside. That was a pretty simple following the trend play. Very nice trade. Set up. This is not very helpful. No worries, man. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for everyone that shows up every morning and just sends the charts up, you know, shares the deals. It doesn't just say buy now, sell now, you know, because that's not how we're learning FX here. So target has been tapped there. I think, yeah. So hourly has closed there. Hourly has closed bearish though, and it closed above the support. So there's no sells just yet. No sell entries just yet, right? So I think I'm gonna wait for the support to actually break, and then I'll take sells coming down. And I'm trying to figure out how that'll look on the 15-minute time frame, because on the 15 looks like we had broken down in this area in the past, and we came back up in the range here. So I think what could potentially happen is we might range to ADM for a bit, like, or stay in, or make resistance somewhere. We don't know where though. Price can make resistance, you know, right here, right here, right here. But I'll wait for that resistance to be formed, and then after price makes resistance and confirms the resistance with the bearish candle, I'll take sells, come back down. Maybe something like this can happen. Like same thing that happened right here, guys. Same thing that happened here can happen again, right? So what happened here was price came down, made support, right? So price came down, made support. Price made resistance, so that could potentially be anywhere. It could potentially be here, here, or even here. After we make that resistance and we close bearish, I think you can get sells come back down to retest the lows. Once we get a closure, boom, anticipate sells, entries here, stops for this candle, and then you can anticipate this candle to continue down further to the next support. But this might be a long shot. But if it happens, it happens. I'll look to execute on it. How do you identify those areas? I think I'm just drawing these levels off of support and resistance then. Just off of areas that we have tapped in for in the past. Like for example, like my support here was drawn on an hourly time frame right here, due to the fact that we have, this is a support that we created, right? Boom, boom. So I mean, these wicks here don't mean anything. These wicks here, they have all came down, broke below, but they all did one thing. They all came back and closed above this support, right? Therefore, this is your support that's being held, and we should wait for a closure below in order for us to continue further down, right? Because these candles here have never closed below. So once you get a closure below the support here, you get sales coming down. That'll be a break of support. But that's how I kind of draw it off of the bodies and not the wicks. Like for example here as well, 30-minute time frame here. 30-minute time frame, you had a support being created here, support being created here, support being created here, right? So these levels here have never really closed below again, right? So in this case, look what happened. This candle here closed below, therefore we should get volume coming in and price should continue down towards the next support. This is easy as that. Well, as simple as that, not as easy as that. Hello, just woke up. Yeah, see? Look at this candle. This candle coming up, right? Because we tapped support. Support and resistance doesn't mean you buy or support or you sell resistance. Like, it doesn't mean that price will always reject off this level. So what it means is that you have a logical support and resistance level, right? So a logical, it means that we have a potential chance of rejecting that area since we have rejected it in the past. But it doesn't 100% mean that we will reject it, right? So that's why I'll wait for a closure. So if you get a bullish closure as support, then that can indicate that we could be going back up to make a resistance, right? Because all that is just price. For example, in this case, boom, price tap support. This is the bottom of range. We need to make the high of the range, and that could potentially be here, right? And override, this will be your range for the current area. And if you don't break out this range, then high chance we have to stay in the range until we actually get a breakout. So that's why when we close bullish as support, that indicates that we have a high chance to continue up towards the top of the range, right? And then once that is formed, you gotta wait for a breakout above this area, or even a breakout to a downside below this area. So that's all that support and resistance is. But in this case, what I'm waiting for is this. I'm waiting for us to make resistance and then close bearish at resistance, right? And then I'll take sales coming back down to retest the lows. Because prior to this trend, we were bearish. So we have a high chance that we will continue further down, follow the trend once we form that. You can call this your high, you can call this your lower high, your retest, whatever you want to call it, right? But yeah, that's all that is. Today's already Thursday, man. This week has been going by really quick. Quicker than usual. Why don't you change GJ? Because I just started to focus on only one pair for the year. Well, actually, it was supposed to be just gold and GG this year, but gold I kind of dropped gold mid-year because the spreads got too high back in May. So, but yeah, I went to GG. I need to trade more than one pair though. I need to trade like literally every pair on the charts. Like I'll show you guys why I need to trade. I need to trade this. This is my starting lineup, right? Because this is what I trade now, or this is what I look at least. But I need to trade this. All these pairs are at once, all at once. So I used to be the 30 monitor Andy guy, you know, that you guys see. I used to be this guy, this guy, this guy. You know, I want to be. I used to be this guy by looking at 30,000 pairs, but now times are more simple. Look at Bitcoin, just 30, gold, just 30, the DXY, the AUDG, like every single pair needs to trade. And then I figured out that I think I should just focus on one pair, and that helped me not to overtrade as well. So I mean, it's been going fine so far. I think I've been having my best years yet. So there's no point in me just going back to whatever I did before, right? If it worked, don't fix it. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The first person who really introduced me to Force does not do that crazy hyper scalping, but he has never consistently shown profits losses, just shows the profits. Yeah, I mean, thing is like, yeah, you're ask like what happens in between those days, right? But then again, if you ask them what happens in between those days, they'll be like, why are you pocket watching? You know, don't pocket watch me. This is what I do. I just post my profits, boom, 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 no questions asked. Pay for this, pay for this. You know, it's just like then it all depends on what you want to follow. To be honest. A 20 monitor Andy. I mean, I used to be a hyperscalper as well. I mean, hyperscalping, thing about that, it's just it's only thing about that is you force yourself to overtrade, right? Because you're on the markets for like some period of times during the day, and during those times you're on like literally the 1 minute chart, just scalping a 1 minute candle coming down or up, and doing that like 20-30 times a day. Or like someone sent me their trades yesterday, and they took 90 trades yesterday. I'm like, 90 trades. That's why I taken about, let's see, I take about 5 to 10 trades per week, right? So let's say an average of 7 trades per week. So 7 trades per week I take times 4. I mean, 28 trades in a month. Yeah, so their 1 day of 90 trades is my 3 months of trading. 2 trades per day. Yeah, that's something about hyper scalping. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. What's the lowest time frame you look for an entry? 15. 15. I never see this from a break resistance. Yeah, man, a break of resistance just you can get it here for free within 5 seconds. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. So a break of resistance is when price closes above the range here, and you get a continuation of the next count to continue up because we are breaking structure. Boom. $100, please. That's a. I'm not gonna say the word, but that's an S word, man. That's the S word there. We're not gonna say what the S word is, but that's the S word. $100 for a break of resistance. You trade what? You trade the alley 4 hour? What you mean? I look at my 4 hour time frame. Like every morning, I kind of break down my charts from like the weekly down to like the 15:30. Like my entries are mostly based off the 15-30 minute, but the chart itself, the breakdown itself, is usually broken down from like the higher time frame coming down. You want to trade zone or long term trades? It depends on the situation, because sometimes I turn my guessing say scalps to a swing trade. Depends on the situation. I look at the higher time frame, you know, like for example, if the daily is bearish here today and bearish to a certain, I'm looking at a particular candle within this. So let's say for example I took sells below this area on like the small time from like the 15-30, and I notice on a day time for breaking that area, I'll look to leave a runner coming down towards like this area, and I'll turn it into like a swing trade. You know what I mean? But it just depends on the situation. So it's not like I trade zone to zone. I think I just trade what's logical to me in the markets, you know? Like if I'm trying to catch a range, like if all I'm trying to catch is literally like the next logical support, resistance, that's all I'm looking for, you know what I mean? Like this is the next logical support. Like for example, you had a break of the support here, and the next logical level you had was like around this area. So I mean, I'm only looking to try to catch this because I understand that at this area, you have a chance that price may reject. So that's why you see this candle coming back up, right? So I'm trying to get in at the best times. I'm trying to get out just literally before price rejects. Because if I weren't to do that, then I'll have to swing trade, right? If I got entries down here, I would have to I wanted to put my TP somewhere else, like down here. I would have to turn to a swing trade, and I understand that if I were to swing this pair here, we have a potential chance that we could reject here, we could make resistance up here. So you know what I mean? It's just I mean, nothing wrong with long-term trading, nothing wrong with short-term trading. I usually do a bit of both. Someone else's channel who mentioned you? Who else's channel mentioned me? I've been trading for 2 years, man. 2 years. Been full-time for a year. Full-time for a year, and yeah, a year and a month or something. Now, have you disabled donations? No, man. We haven't disabled donations. It's just we haven't received any for the past couple of months. I mean, I don't really ask for donations anyways. It's just you know, whatever people want to do. I appreciate you guys for being here. Don't need to donate. Or can I find it? You gotta go to stickers, I believe. Like show support and then go to super chat and then donate whatever to super chat. That's what you kind of do. Do you use fibs? No, man. Whatever you have on my screen right now is all I use. I use what we call the indicator called EYE. eyes. That's what I use. Organic trading. Market structure and price action gather. Sorry, I don't put label. It's fine. Nice. You take a sell here below the support. Put TP at next support, and that was a very logical trade you took. Made perfect sense. Yep. If you look at it from market structure wise, yep, this made a high, price made a lower high. I mean, a high, price made a lower low, lower high, and their lower low is created. Oh. You can put it in that perspective as well. Donations go to you, the person. It depends on what they do with donations. Like, like people, I don't know, if people wants to, if they say like, oh yeah, donate to me, I'm gonna donate this to charity or whatever, then I guess it's up to them to really withdraw and then donate to charity. But technically, it goes to your PayPal or your AdSense account on YouTube or wherever you get paid. Like I know Twitch streamers are out there. They just have it to go to them. It's like a little tip. That's how they look. They put it as. It's like a little tip for them. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, green screen. Alright, the 15 closes here, guys, and the 15 just closed actually. So since the 15 here, you guys see how the 15 closed bullish at support here. You have a very high chance to continue up here towards the resistance here. I mean, let's see. The 1 hour still, like everything's still bearish, right? But like this is the 15 here. Since it closed bullish at creating support, it has a high chance to continue up to create resistance here. So I mean, the range to go up here is not bad at all. The range you have here is about 24 pip range and stop, and then you have a 20 pip stop in this case. Can I see the donations button? Donations button, it's gonna be you go to like the smiley face. Nah, sorry. You go to there's like a money logo at the bottom left of your screen, or under a chat it shows like a money thing. You click on that and then you click on super chat. Super chat, you can put the amount and then put the whatever message you want to give the person. I think that's how you do it. I never really donated on YouTube before, so I'm not really sure, but I think that's how you kind of do it. Or maybe I turn it off for the streams. I don't know. I gotta check my settings, but it should be there.
See, stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on 2 separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those positions. Now, when played back simultaneously on 2 separate systems, the sounds are blended together to achieve a new dimension in sound impossible to obtain in a monaural recording.
This forward bounce off the support here. Forward bounce off the strong major support level you have here on daily on FUJJ. The bounce off a daily support as well. So I mean, if this is your 15 closing bearish here, I think you can get entries there. I think I might look for entries here, guys. Entries probably above this wick here. Once you break above there, and then put stops at my current candle. To the shorts right now for stream open. Yeah, a lot of people took the shorts, man. It was a very nice short. Yeah, shorts happen around like 6:30. Alright. I think buys here, guys. Got entries right here. My stops were the current candle. Around a 7 stop, and then my target's gonna be around like a nice 18-19 pip range going up. Technically, if I were to take a short and open of the candle, my stops have to be down here, right? So I mean, but since we're making a new kind of like a new high here after we create a low, I'm taking with the anticipation that price should not be breaking this low if I want us to drive up here. right? So I mean, took off the fact that 15 closes bullish at support here and should go up to make resistance. So yeah, took it off of the pretty much this candle break here. And that range, and then stops gonna be current candle. And then if price were to, because if price were to come down here and break like this level here, then I mean high chance we have to probably continue back down here, back to continue retest the lows again, right? And then you can look for sells below this area. I took a very small position here. It's a very tiny one, and then I'm gonna look to take a big position if the shit does not play out below like the support down here. Just because it's like a very weak, not very weak. It's like a counter trend for a short term trade. That's what it is. Because they're just like taking it, anticipating a range to go up here, right? That's all that is. So I took a smart position. But if I were to take a sell later, it'll probably be my regular lot size coming down towards like a 30 pip range. Oh, 1 minute. I don't want to do that. Look at your AUD, bro. Your AUD. Sure. Your AUD here is looking bearish, man. Looking bearish here. Looks like we could continue to come down here towards... probably towards like the support here on your AUD. Because they're just like kind of tapping into this area. I think more sells would be below this area, and below this area coming down towards probably, because the weekly is bearish, daily is bearish here. So I mean, this is a very strong support though that you have though. That's the thing, right? So I think below support you have more sells come into, let's see, probably to here, this area, go all the way back here. All right, that's the next support that you have formed. But until we actually break below support, there's no sells. Yeah, price is definitely bearish. A 50 pip range go down. Now, how your stops, bro? It's close. It's close. I put like a little bit below spreads. Yeah, I hit. So I took. On this trade, I took a very small position. I took a 3 instead of my regular lot size. So, just because I kind of really wanted to anticipate the range to go up here, to make a resistance before we continue to come down, like a very short term. But since we are breaking the lows again, I'm out of the trade, and I guess you can say this is your resistance that's being formed there. If we actually close here in 4 minutes here, right? So if we close that bearish here in 4 minutes here, you can anticipate sales to come back down to retest the lows again, and then wait for a sell below this area as well. Let me. You must wait for 30-minute close. 30-minute close in 3 minutes. Yeah. I mean, I took that based off the 15-minute time frame, but 30 minutes is close to in 3 minutes as well. I mean, if you wait for that to close, and I mean, 30 minutes you can take an entry off the opening as well if you anticipate the same exact move, right? But I just took off the 15 in this case. But I mean, the 15's gonna close bearish though, right? That's the thing. Like the 15's gonna close bearish here, and then 30 minutes will close bullish if you wait for a 30-minute. Let's see. We have 2 minutes left. Because if you're taking buys here, like I mean, you're anticipating the range, like this range, right? This range to go up. But if you were to break this resistance, then I mean, we have a high chance to continue further up in the range here. Because I think sells would be invalid after we break this. Because then we'll be breaking structure here, right? Because this is an area where price could potentially make resistance that to come back down. So. Hey down, took a trade earlier, hit my stop loss. Can you check my chart out and tell me what you could do, would have done manage it differently? Yeah, sure. Candle close above resistance, so I started looking for a starter play. It has stealth stop activated, which stops that previous bullish candle. When the bearish candle closed at resistance, I managed to trade it by moving stops to candle high, how it currently shows. This candle here started going bullish and stopped me out, ended up flipping. Yeah, so I mean, thing is that you took an entry here off the starter play, right? Off this break of the low here, stops current candle. I mean, that made sense because if price wanted to continue down here, I think it shouldn't have broken this high, right? I think, I mean, nothing you could have done here in this case, to be honest. I would have done the exact same thing in this case. Unless, this is a 15-minute time frame, right? So unless you really entered off of this 15, and then you put stops at the hourly candle high, which is going to be up here. But other than that, I think I would have done the same thing if I entered off this scenario. Because this is a side replay here. It's a very rare scenario you have here, of where price makes a high, comes back down to make a new low, and then comes back up to flip the high. It's a very rare scenario. Nice. Thanks for the feedback and orders, man. Yeah, I mean, that was the 15, right? Let's see, like, what time is that? This time was go up to here. 15, I think it's around here. Yeah, right there. So, I mean, if you go back to this. Yeah, 5 a.m. candle. 5 a.m. candle's right here. Yeah, 5 a.m. candle broke the highs. But you need to do a lot where it would make a high, come back down, make a new low, and then flip again to make a new high. Yeah, it's a very like rare scenario, like very rare for it to happen. Usually with the momentum that price, with this breaking the high here, we should just continue going up after the low has been created here. But like price came down, break the lows, and then start to flip back bullish, right? And it was the last like 3 minute candle, last 3 minutes until the 3-minute candle closed. So now the 3-minute candle closed with pretty much no top wick here as support, right? So I mean, you can't really enter on the 3-minute candle right now because the way it closed, and since your stops are a bit too big compared to your reward here. But if you enter off the 15, I mean, it kind of makes sense here. But what kind of mechanical do you have? Right here, man. It's called a Ducky Maya cherry brown switches. Does anyone here have cherry red switches? Because cherry browns, yes, here it goes like. I like the sound of cherry reds better, I think. Cherry reds are more clicky. And then you have the blues, which are very clicky. These are browns. It's like a little softer than usual. Sounds loud, but just you gotta press when you press on the brown switches. You gotta put a little bit extra effort into the actual button, I guess. So it takes a push to register. But on the reds, it's just like a little tap. Like it doesn't have that extra click to it. Yeah, I think if I was still in a trade here, I think what I'll do here is I'll look to move my stops up to like probably current candle, or even like this candle here, because this candle when it opened up, it just went straight down. Therefore, this candle were flip bullish. This is your new low, right? So you can look to move your stops from this candle to this candle low. That would make sense. Ah, blue, nice. How much are, wait, can you switch out switches off a keyboard? I'm sure you can, right? Because I know you can switch out keycaps, that's fine, but like switches are... And also, does the switches have to be the same brand as the other switches? Or is it all like different switches? Like every keyboard has a different brand switch to it. And you gotta get the particular brand. Yeah, I mean, YouTube has the answers to it, but you know, you're right here right now, so you're asking me questions about trading, I ask questions about keyboards. Hey, I'm serious. You spent about 3 hours in the YouTube live stream here asking me questions, but when I ask you one question, you go, YouTube has all the answers, you know. You think you're gonna answer off the break of the high here or what? I think you masters forex? Nah, man. Definitely, no one is ever gonna master forex. There's no such thing as mastering forex. There's always like ways to improve, no matter what level you're at. Like even the best of the best traders out there, the most profitable, the highest win rates. You know, they have ways to improve, right? Because no one's 100% in the markets. So until then, there's a ways to improve. I never want to think of myself as mastering or, you know, be on a certain level because, I feel like that just limits your growth. You know what I mean? Like if I were to cap out my lot size here at 8 lots, I would never grow to a 10. I would never go to a 100 lot size. You know, there's always a ways to go up. I flip a coin and that affects the trade. Hey man, nothing wrong with that. Magic 8 ball. Let's go how do you use this thing? Doesn't even show yes or no here. Okay, here we go. Will GJ go down today? Am I supposed to say no? Okay, alright. Will there be unexpected news happening today? Oh. Okay. Will it be Brexit news? Okay. Will it be vaccine news? you mean? Will it be vaccine news? Okay, see? So guys, apparently they're expecting, the market makers today are expecting price to move up today, and it's gonna be reacted off of vaccine news today. So unexpected news as well, right? So keep a lookout for that. Hey, whenever people ask me what indicator I use, I'll just say I use the magic 8 ball as my indicator. Do you think these live streams, Control FX live streams, are valuable? Ah, okay, guys. You know, they say it's valuable. All right. Is Control FX the best live stream out there? Wow. Yikes. Was this week tough for anyone else? For me, nah. It was tough, but like I'm still on the profitable side this week. But it's just like, let's say I took about, when did the week start again? On the 6th, right? So let's go to 6th. I mean, this week I took 5 losses and I took 5 wins, but I'm profit this week by 2.1. So I mean, it's not that bad of a week for me, but like I'm losses are kept small though, for the most part, but it wasn't as tough, man. Markets were kind of moving. I just feel like they're moving more during the London dump this week than the New York session opening. You have news in 5 minutes here, guys. 5 minutes here. Interest rates for the EU in 5 minutes. This is pretty huge. I think they're expecting rates to stay the same. Started out great for me. Had a 3% trade on Monday, but then took 4 losses since then. So I'm pretty much that's fine. That's fine. That's good though, because on that trade you took 3%, and on the 3 losses after that, it was only a 1% loss per trade, right? So I think since you kept your risk and you didn't over leverage, you were break even. But if you were over leveraged, you wouldn't have really, and the week off strong, or you would have been in more drawdown. GPU news all day, right? GPU news? What GPU news? No. You have nothing all day today. I think you have all day news. No, not this week. All day news will be showed in silver. There's none of that. What's sensitive? That means like the time will vary. Like the time will change throughout the day. I think that's what it is. We're considering not training tomorrow. I mean, that's fine. Tomorrow's a Friday, either way, right? So, you know, if anything, just any week off break even, like nothing happened, and continue on next week with a fresh new week, right? Would not be a bad idea at all. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, definitely more sells below here, I think. I think what's creating here is we're kind of creating that resistance you have here on GJ, so that's like around this area, and like this is your overall support, right? So if this is your overall range, you should just wait for an actual break of the range, and then take sells below the support. Start to play down, yeah, on a 30-minute time frame potentially. Thing is, like, I want like this hourly to close. If I were to take a starter play here, I'll take off the hourly time frame because this support here was drawn off the hourly time frame. This is the cleanest support you have here because 30-minute broke below a couple times, 15 broke below a couple times, it came back up. The only time the time frame that didn't do that was the hourly time frame. Therefore, this hourly time frame would be much more valid than the 15 30-minute time frame if it were to break below, right? So if I were to take a starter play, I'll take sells like this coming down. The next candle opening, expecting price to break this low, stop loss below there, stop this current candle, and then TP down here at the next support. This is part what I'll do. Right, I mean, another reason why I indicate us coming down here is because the 30-minute time from here kind of closes no top wick, right? No range to go up. So. I kind of want a weak bearish kind of closure here, like a very weak one. I mean, bullish kind of closure. Around like 138, 600 or like 138, 630 would be ideal. These buys aren't bad on gold. Buys above this area. If we were to get closure above, I mean the range here is about 30 pips to go up. And if we were to break the support, you have a range to go down. Potential 30 pip range to go down as well. So it's not bad in this area. At all. You're more accurate during line low key. I think it's just because like this month especially the major moves have been happening during London, so I took initiative of that, took advantage of that. But like New York will always be my main session. Nice. We came up to fill the entire range here. Your switch session? No, man. I would never. One, because the New York London is technically like over the time span of the year. Like majority of the days will be the moves will mostly happen during the New York session. Like I know this month especially London has played a huge role to December, but long term New York will always take over with the overlap during London, right? That's another thing. And another thing is that if I were to trade London, it would mess up my sleep schedule because that'll be 3 AM for me, right? 3 AM opening. So I'll probably have to trade from pre-London to, you know, maybe around like an hour after London opening. So maybe 1:30 to 4 or 1:30 to 5, you know. So it's just Not really worth it for me to switch. I'd rather choose New York any day. Like 1 month of a session, I mean, of moves happening during London would not make me change the session. Yeah, like because I understand that next month or a month after, or even next week, it's gonna switch over to New York eventually. Imagine what if I switch to the Asian session? Not even in the London session, just the Asian session, just the 8 p.m. session. The thing about that is you don't gotta wake up early and you don't gotta stay up late. So it's a win-win, but it's just kind of dead session. Not dead, but not as volatile. Like I'll say during the week, 5 trading days a week, I'll say probably 1 or 2 days moves will happen during the Asian session. And for London, out of 5 days during the week, probably 3 to 4 will happen during London. Or no, yeah, three moves during London, and then the New York session probably 4 or 5. Like there's always gonna be a move during New York's. Alright, price came up for the Ranger. So still waiting for this alley to close, right guys? We have 10 minutes left. This 1 hour counter here came up, tapped this resistance, and now it's starting to reject, right? So that's the logical level where we could reject it off of, which it looks like it is currently doing. So if we get a bearish candle closure here off of 1530, it will mean that the hourly is just creating that top wick. Go back on the hourly time frame, hourly will close bullish, right? And that wick is going to be created off of those bearish candles on the 1530. Therefore, if the next candle here were to continue down, bearish, very high chance. Once we break this low, we'll continue further down towards the support. So, I'm waiting for that to kind of happen. When did you see those buys earlier? Those buys were right here, man. I think about 30 minutes ago, or like about 7:15 around that time. But I took it right here. Pretty much, I took it off to break the high, and I had my stops to break the current candle low, right? It wasn't this candle that's stopping out. It was the current candle because this candle came up, made a high, so it came up like this, and it came back down to break the low. Then it came back up to close bullish on this one candle alone, right? So that's how I kind of got stopped out on that scenario. Or something like this. It's like a 7-pip stop. It's harder to see now, since we have close, and it wouldn't really make sense to where I entered, but at the time it made kind of sense. Made more sense. The reason why you guys see me on another thing is that for December, you get like I'm not like taking every single position with a bigger lot size. You know, like usually I'll take my positions with a 5 or 8, right? Majority of my trades this month have been with a 3 lot as well because it's the last month of the year, so I just wanted to get a bit easier. Yeah, so I answered that question earlier. I did not take that trade with the regular risk. I used a smaller risk on a counter trend because it's a very like short counter trend trade, right? So, but it was still an overall counter trend trade, so I took it with a smaller position. Took with 3 lot. And then obviously if we were to close like this, I would look to add another position, but I mean that didn't happen. But yeah, if I were to take sells now on the alley time frame, I'll take it with my regular risk, regular 8.0 lot coming down. Isn't it great, guys? You guys could pick your own lot sizes for certain scenarios. You know, like for example, counter trend, you can take up a smaller risk, add more risk if you're way close in a certain direction. Like that's like that's something cool. FI and FX, you have advantage of that. You know, you have that to your advantage. Like you don't have to pop the same lot size every single time, the same risk every single time. You can just manage it. But people don't take advantage of that. People just like to over leverage on every single trade. I don't expect price to break into this area, but if it does happen, then a move above this area will be not bad at all. Especially if the hourly closes bullish above the range, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's not bad at all. People always ask me how do I deal with losses? Like how come I have no reaction on them, or how come I'm never like chasing the trade? I think this is that really just overall just getting used to the fact that trading isn't just all about the profits, you know, or losses. It's more about just the trade itself. I think once you get that down, you would be less emotional on your trades. You understand high probability trades versus low probability trades, right? Because if you were still a new trader and you wouldn't know what the hell you're doing, you just take a trade, you'll lose, and you'd be like, oh shit, the market took my money. How did I make it back? Right? Because first of all, you took that trade without any planning, no play setup, nothing, no probability, nothing. You just took it because you felt like price is gonna go a certain way, right? Off of whatever something's telling you. So once you get more experience in markets, once you get to that point where you have a set list of plays, you understand that that trade you took was a high probability trade, and if you were to take it again in the future, it would probably play out again, right? So I think that's the best part to be at, best place to be at in trading. Or that's like the start of your journey, of your real forex journey, because you'll be more mature as a trader. "23 seconds for this kind of closer, guys. 23 seconds. Thing is, like, the NY session is opening up here, right? So if you can anticipate that we are going to break into this range here, you would probably have to wait for a 15 closure, the next possible closure of any type of candle, so the 15 probably. And once you get that closure, I think you can execute buys to go up. Right, like this. Because technically, look at the overall structure for this. If we were to zoom out, look at this overall. This is an area where we're supposed to, I guess you can say, retest to go back down, right? But if we were to break this, we're breaking resistance. So if we were to break this, we're breaking structure. This move here is not bad at all. With the NY session opening as well, pre-New York kind of pushed up here, so we can get a potential move for NY session. I think what I might do this weekend is I might host a simulation on all channels. I mean, all groups, even the free one, maybe. Like, I might just do it on YouTube, to be honest. Like, maybe just do a week of simulation, like around 1-2 trades per day. In a simulation. I think simulations are a great way to kind of backtest. You know, perfect way to backtest. It's better than TradingView by a far. It's way better using this replay thing that TradingView gives us here. Yeah, if you're paying TradingView for honestly $20 a month just to use a replay mode, you might as well just pay up that $100 simulation, one-time fee, and then never have to pay TradingView again, right? Because it literally shows you more information than TradingView. It shows little ticks on the candles. It can show real time as well. It can show, like, if you want to swing, you can literally leave your computer on overnight and swing it with real time data. You have real reactions to it, right? Unlike this, where you go on replay mode and it shows candles just glitching pretty much. Look at this. You know, it's just boom, boom. What's the stream talking about? I'm talking about the what again? It's in my description. I think it's called Software FX. Great simulation. I'm back. Damn, these guys deserve to not sleep. Yep, continue to push up here. We should be able to push up here, guys, for the NY session here, especially since we are breaking back into the range here, and you kind of break into this area here. I think above this area here, once price breaks above this area, you get a clean move going up to minimum here, and it'll kind of lead us towards like this destination up here. So check out gold. Yeah, gold is breaking the highs here. Gold's breaking out the range here. Yeah, gold 30-minute here. You got a starter play forming here. 1 hour open up bullish, breaking the highs as well. So I think you can wait for either a 15-minute close, or you can look to enter off a 30-minute time frame using the starter play. You know, I think stops are a bit big though. I think how big are stops there? Four pips. Yeah, it's. I think I'll wait for a 15 close, man. Because you're gonna have a negative RR in this case. To run into there. Very high chance of continuing up here. The starter play would have been perfect here. Like, honestly perfect. It's just stops were way too big to really execute on the cyber play. 4 pip stop here. 30 pip TP. You know, as much as that makes sense, it's gonna be a bad trade at the end of the day if you were to take it. The trade idea is perfect though. Perfect. We have 5 minutes left for us kind of close above here. Would you ever manage the 30 minutes by manage stuff on the 15? Yeah, I mean you could do that. It's just that in this case, the 15 and 30 minute is the same thing. The 15-minute low and 30-minute low are at the same price, you know, so you can't really do that in this case. But in general, yeah, I mean, if this wasn't the case in this scenario, then yeah, you could definitely enter off the 30-minute salary and manage your stops at the 15. Makes sense as well. But yeah, unfortunately in this case, yeah, it's just tough. I'm expecting the Smith to kind of close above here. I'm anticipating it to close above here in 4 minutes. Does it break the high yet? I'm trying to figure out. Hold on. This high is barely okay. I think once this kind of breaks this area right here, it's gonna be very clean traffic. Go up. Very clean once you break this. Like minimum to this area. Right? And then after we break this wick, minimum to this area. Should be clean. Two minutes here. Hey, does anyone here play Cyberpunk? Or anybody got Cyberpunk here? Looks like a cool game, man. Looks really cool. Cyberpunk or GTA? Wait, so like Cyberpunk, after you play Cyberpunk, or after you finish story mode, what do? You just toss the game away? Is it like an online thing? Like GTA or no? You play online, like GTA or what? What we're gonna use? I use Traders Domain, man. Link in the description. Someone made a burner account yesterday. Their account was literally called Burner, and they messaged me on Instagram like they see my results that I post every day. And they're like, "You sound American. How do you use Traders Domain?" I'm like, "Well, you choose crypto as your country." Don't ask me why. I don't know. I don't know why, man. I don't know why you guys choose crypto as a country if you're from Canada or US, but it's weird because even the owner does it as well. That's funny. 15 kind of failed to break above, but 15 still closed somewhat weak bullish. I think I'll wait for a 30-minute break above in like 15 minutes now. In this case, I was waiting for the next 30 and like the 15 30-minute time candle to close above this area. Either one, right? But since the 15 didn't do it, I'm gonna wait for the 30-minute to close above now. Does anybody know why Tradesman shows that you can't open an account in Canada or US, but you guys choose the country crypto as your country? Does anyone, like, I know brokers our brokers do that as well, but do you guys know why? Like, it's part of a regulation thing. Yeah, because like there wasn't many regular brokers in US like before. Like it was like FX Choice, like other brokers, but they kind of just left the US. Like same with IC markets as well, right? And Canada, same thing. We used to have Vantage FX, right? And now they kind of left Canada as well. So there's not many regular brokers anymore. Unless you want like a Wanda account or literally a 1 to 5 leverage. Like I wouldn't mind a 1 to 200, 1 to 100 leverage at all. A 1 to 50 might be a bit too low. Risking like 2-3% per trade. So it's really hard to find a broker now that's regulated. Like top brokers out there right now or top unregulated brokers that, you know, on social media, especially are tourism. Tourism Main, KLT, and then you got like Hugo's Way. You know, just not much to play with. Like, I'm not sure if FX Choice is still with the US or not. I know for a fact they're regulated, but they had a 1-200 leverage, which is not bad at all. It's doable. That was like one of my brokers as well when I first started. Ooh, gold push up here. Wow. Yeah, gold came up, pushed up here. There is sorry man, there's no signals being sent here. You can't send signals in the chat. Just gonna throw everyone off, you know. So unfortunately, I gotta remove that message. You can share analysis ideas and all that, but like you can't really give direct signals, man. EOFX heard of them? Yeah, they're a new broker. EOFX. They're like a KLT pretty much. Kind of the same thing, man. I feel like all these new brokers are here are just the same as other brokers. Like KLTs, they're like Hugo's Way, EOFX, all they're the same. What's going on Wix now? What's going on Samurai? What's going on Sharif? You see your face? Yeah, I'm reading it like. Hey, that's just the world we live in, man. You know, like tough. I feel bad for the guy. I feel bad for the guy. You know what to say. I need water. Hello, sir. I think the best thing you could have done today was enter off of this cell here. That was the best entry you could have had. The best scenario you would have had today. Of all these scenarios here, then that was it. Thing is, like, now you just gotta wait, right? You really gotta wait for just a break of the range here. Go up. That's kind of what I'm waiting for, but and then cells will be below here as well. So it's just all about waiting right now. That's all that is. That's why for the past like an hour and a half here, nothing has happened. Like if I wasn't streaming, I would have just not look at my charts until we actually break above this area or break below. best US artist in is Youngboy 2020. You don't know Youngboy? You don't know Lil Baby? You don't know all these guys? I mean, I know of them. I mean, I know all of them. Would you take a sell on 30-minute candle close, or is it better to when it breaks the low after close? Sell on 30-minute candle close. I think taking closure for 30-minute candle closure, a bearish candle closure, taking a sell coming down is not bad. That'll be a great idea because I kind of mentioned it earlier, right? Since we came down here, made support, came up, made resistance is your range. I expect the price to continue up, make resistance here. So if we close bearish at resistance, we have a high chance to continue down here to retest the lows. I think that would be a very good entry. You could potentially have here in about 5 minutes. And then the thing about the sell is that you can leave a runner, right? You can leave a runner on a sell to continue down. You can leave a runner coming down all the way down towards the support down here. A 60 pip range here you have. So I would not mind taking this at all. This scenario, man. I just don't want this count to go down any further because I want like 20 pip stops is already big enough in this case. Wait, Carlo, if you don't know who these artists are, who's your favorite artist? Right? Yeah, if there's no wick at the bottom, I will not take it. I would want this candle to close ideally like this. Similar to this. Someone like this, and then you can take sells come down. You know. Boom, and then boom, 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 boom. This is what I'm expecting price to do here, in this case. And this is the exact same thing I drew earlier in my day. At around 6-7 a.m. This is what I drew. This is where I drew out. So yeah, I'm planning to look to anticipate sells. If you don't want big stops here, you can use a 15-minute as your stop loss in this case. But yeah, then what I'll do is I'll look to close partials at the support down here, and then leave a runner coming down towards 157. I mean 130, 137, 202. It's gonna be a great trade. And I guess you can say it's gonna follow the trend, right? We're gonna follow the trend coming down. Four hours on close bearish as well. So yeah, 4 hours on close bearish. Everything looks clean here. This 4 hour is gonna close bearish below the support as well too. So we have never closed below here. So if we get closure below, high chance we have to continue further down here for the rest of the day. And that would make perfect sense since the daily is bearish as well. Right, so now you see how I kind of took a small risk on the buy auxiliary, and I'm gonna risk my regular risk on this trade because this is following the trend, whereas the first trade was kind of going against the trend. Yeah, if you're in a sell anticipating price to go down here, I mean it's not a bad idea. We close in about 2 minutes here. You have a high chance to continue down here. I want a pullback here a little bit though. I want like a closure like this around here. So you can have a 20 pip stop or something in this case. If this can just pull back a little bit, you know, just a little bit. Like this. That'll be perfect. Match loss on 15 to 30. I want it to match loss on 30 here, man. I really want to do the 30-minute time from here. It would be like a 1 to 3, 20 pip stop for a 60 pip gain. Cool, got closure. Close below. Let's see. I took an entry here, guys, on GJ. Hold on. Yeah, so I think in this case I'm using my 30-minute stops as my regular stops. Or I mean, sorry, a 15-minute stop. So about like a 16 pip stop here, and then having like a 53 pip target here. We're going to close partially at this area, and leave a runner coming down towards this area down here. But yeah, look, this is exactly what we drew earlier, right? Exact scenario we drew out earlier. Kind of drew it out like this. Expect the price to come down, make support, make resistance here. This is your overall range. If we're closing bearish here at the top of the range, we have a high chance to continue down here to test the bottom of the range again. So, it'll make perfect sense. Some more queries. If anyone else took it too, let's see. Ooh, nice. 5-minute time frame. Wow. 5 minutes time from here. Enter off the 5-minute break, 6 pip stop, TP 1 hit, 10 pips. Nice. 5 pip. I mean, thing about this 5 minute is this is a very clean 5-minute time frame because price was respecting all highs here. Usually on a 5-minute time frame, you could expect price to break highs, come back down, break highs, come back down, break highs, come back down, right? But in this case, it's a very good trade. Are you losing a lot size? Yeah, I only popped the 5 in this trade. Only popped the 5. Because like, if I were to pop an 8, it'll still kind of be under 3%, right? So I mean, either way, it'll still be under 3%. But I just popped just a 5 in this scenario. I'll look to pop another 3, maybe on the break of the low or something here. Once you break this low here, I'll look to pop in our position probably. But right now it's just a 5. It was a bigger losses than the first trade I took today, because it is following the trend. And look where the 3-minute closer. This is a very key area too. Look at this 3-minute candle. This 3-minute candle closed below this area here. right? So this candle here has a very high chance to continue down, especially once it flips bearish and breaks this low. A very high chance. Look after. This is your clean mirror candle right here. And look at the overall trend. So I think this is kind of perfect in this scenario. Wow, gold came to the top target. Gold pushed up here, tapped target. Wow, that's crazy. It tapped the target here on this current 15-minute candle here, this current 30-minute candle. I thought it would be this candle or even this candle. This came a little late here. I guess you could say that we didn't really get a break above until this candle here, this OG candle. That's why we got a continuation. Oh, nice. Broke the lows. Should be good.
Add that other 3 lot right.
What do you say?
Add that 3 lot right now.
You? Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said it's time for you to add that 3 lot.
No, yeah, I have it added already. So yeah, I'm using my regular risk now on this trade. You took a trade too or no?
I took a trade on the close of the candle.
Oh, nice. Nice. I think this is a trade more for you, because the first trade I took today, I guess it was like a little counter trend. I don't think you would have took that trade, right? Would you?
Which one, buys?
The buys I took earlier, like once the 15 closed bullish at support.
No, I learned my lesson that just wait for those sells.
Yeah.
It's like that buy is not worth it. Like, what's the point? You're behind on the odds on that buy, just overall. I believe, because anytime you're going counter trend, I mean, you got to be really good. You know, like you got to be a really good trader to be like.
Well, it's not like
70-30 on those.
It's like a small range counter trend though. It's not like, you know. It's just
I just feel like you're starting off behind in that trade. Like you're coming to the to the court or to the, you know, whatever it is, to the field, like a man down when you're counter trend.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And
I mean,
like with the trend, I feel like you're on a power play, like in hockey.
Because like this trade right here is literally the same trade from here, but just the downside this time, right? Because this before we closed bullish at support, we're just closing bearish at resistance here to continue down.
Like the chances of this trade giving us 10 before it goes back are much better than the other trade giving us 10 before it pulls back.
Yeah.
And we're talking about pocket aces all the time. Let's just wait, you know, why take that, you know, king queen when you got these pocket aces, right?
I mean, I did take it earlier. I took it earlier for smaller risk. I mean, it played out later on. Was it in that exact candle though? Which made sense. Good luck, dude. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate the good luck.
No, I think it played out in that candle. It just played, that candle played around a bit. It went
I
up,
think
down,
if I
up.
had the 30-minute stop loss, I would have been fine.
Yeah.
Or like the 15-minute stop loss down here. The
Yeah, but
original
at that
stop loss.
point, if, like, look at the
Bearish.
crazy bearish momentum. If you have it over there, you're probably expecting it to break. If it gets all the way there, you're expecting it to break.
I'll be really surprised if this channel here just starts to drive up and breaks this high. Very surprised.
Yeah, it's been a strange week.
For you too.
Yeah, it's been like
Like yeah, for me too. Like
Yeah.
I've been in profit, but it's just like it's just I'm literally this
I've-
week 5 for 5, like 5 wins, 5 losses, and my loss has been smaller. That's one thing that's keeping me in right now.
I've lost like trades that are usually like, you know, on point, guaranteed. Like the
Yeah.
market's moved weird, and then like I won trades where I was like, oh damn, this is a stupid position, and then it goes my way, and I'm like, what the hell? So yeah.
I guess it's Q4 come into effect.
Yeah, I got three wins, 4 losses, and 2 break evens this week. 3 forms.
I mean, that's this week I'm 5 for 5, but for the month it's not bad. Like for the month I'm up for the month. Yeah, I'm up I'm up like 5 for the month, 5K. But for the month I have so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 losses, and I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 wins. So the month I'm not bad. Just this week has been a bit different
Yeah,
for me.
it's still your wins to losses ratio is still good. It's very good. 12 and 7. Even if your losses are the same size as your wins, you're still ahead.
Yeah.
The fact that your losses are small is what like you know, supercharges your account. Grows it massive.
Yup, something I express all the time. The only way to make your wins bigger is if you keep your losses small. Only thing you could potentially do.
Yeah, I mean that's when you really feel the wins, is like when you're overall your losses are small, or if you're getting just massive moves. You know?
Yeah.
Like you get a runner going, you feel that fucking win. You know, you took a small loss, and then your week was, you know, filled with wins. You're gonna feel that week.
No, 100%.
There's no better feeling than you know, feeling wins for like a few straight weeks. Like you do it for a day, great. You do it for 2 days, that's possible. You know, you have a great week, great. But you do it for 2-3 weeks straight, people get like, you know, you get a euphoria. You know? And if you just, you know, don't get euphoric over it, but you know, continue having those small losses, man. Those weeks turn to months. I remember having 2 or 3 straight profitable months beginning of this year, and I was like, what? I'm the king of the world. Somebody stop me.
I never went on like a really bad streak though. Like for me, if anything, I'll go on like a little, like I guess 2-3 day losing streak, and then I'll pick up for the rest of the month after. But
Yeah, but that's since you've become like really, really consistent profitable. I'm talking about like your first.
I mean, there was a month where I took like I
Week.
think 3 losses the whole month, or not even 2 losses the whole month.
I think from August to September, when we were on the streams, there was a period of like 3 straight weeks of no losses.
Yeah, and
We
yeah,
went from like August
every single
18th
trade,
to like September 10th.
not one single loss. Or, like price action was just beautiful, you know. And then
Yeah, I remember I had a monster month.
my best month was June, I think. June was my best month. Last November was
what?
not bad at all though.
March, I'd say March. No, April. March or April, I don't know. March was my best month.
Yeah.
Gold is flying. I need you to whip out the controller on this one.
You want me to whip the controller?
Yeah. We need it on this one. Push it. Tell him push it. I gotta go.
Alright, here we go. Ready? This is weird.
Forward, forward, X, forward, square. R2, and then it drops.
See, the trade tech yesterday was like way before the stream. It was like at 6 a.m. I think same thing happened today. If I were to catch a sell, it would have been like 6:15 before the stream.
I took a short at like 620 something, 624. I think 620.
I hear shit close bearish here. I'll be fine with it closing doji bullish.
It's like it never happened.
Maybe I'll close my 5 if it my 3 if it closes bullish here, and then leave the rest 5 running. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's what I'll do probably, cause on my thing, yeah, that's what I'm doing here. I look to close my 3 and then just leave the 5 running, which stops at 30-minute high. I'm really anticipating this alley to close bearish here, right? Because alley's still open here, and the 4 hours gonna close bearish as well. So I'm gonna take with the anticipation that the 1 hour will close bearish and just continue down. Especially if this current candle here breaks the low here. Oh man.
Celery on the 15.
Yeah. Come down.
There we go. Looks great on the 30.
30-minute looks beautiful here, man. It looks so beautiful. Like, that's why my stops are just at the 30-minute high here.
Yeah.
Like, I might trust to a 30-minute high, not the 15. Because the 30-minute high is also the 1 hour high, too. Yeah, I mean, it should continue down here. Right here. Broke the lows here. You should expect price to just continue down here. Regards to managing a trade, moves off the current candle high. I think I'll do that once we actually continue down. Once we come down to break this low, that'll be around 10 pips. We'll be securing there, and then I'll look to move my stops down to the current candle. You know how we were talking about like those winning streaks sometimes? I feel like it's good sometimes to have those bad weeks, you know? 'Cause it kind of settles you down a little bit.
I think it sets you up for growth to get past where you already been.
Yeah. It's like that little pullback, that lower high being created, and then you get a continuation after. Like this is like for example, you say you have a nice winning week. No, well yeah, nice winning week. Success. 1 week you have a downfall, right? But then just a retest to go back up. Retest the highs on the higher lifetime.
Well, think about it. You pull back, you reassess what the fuck you did wrong. You go back to that high, at that resistance level, you do something else, and it breaks you out of that resistance.
Yeah. Perfect example. Life is candles. If you guys didn't know that.
That's the celery play in real life.
It'd be cool if we could bang 50 pips here on Thursday. I
On
heavily
that
believe.
little pullback candle right now in real life.
I honestly think the only thing we gotta survive here, the only thing I worry about is just a 4-hour opening. The pullback on the 4-hour. That's the only thing I'm looking at right now. That's
4 hours
it.
closing.
Yeah. So. Say something. Say something. I'm good enough on.
Yeah.
Hey. What does 4-hour closing mean? The 4-hour closing mean that the 4-hour candle is unclosed, right? And it's gonna close in about 9 minutes. And usually the 4-hour candle obviously has the biggest pullback of all candles, because it's the highest time frame, right? After the 1 hour, obviously. So expect some type of pullback, type of top wick to be created. For example, the 4 hours unclosed bearish, so that's a good thing. Some unclosed bearish below his range probably. But the only thing you gotta worry about is price creating that top wick. Since we have our stop loss at the 30-minute high, price could go up to wherever. It can go all the way up to here and dang flip bearish, right? So that's the only thing that I'm looking at right now. Because technically, as long as the 4-hour respects this previous high, it should continue to come down here. But I mean, overall, 1 hour shouldn't be breaking here if it wants to drive down, right? If we could just break this area here, that'd be cool. Before the 9 a.m. mark in 8 minutes.
It's the little 15-minute support.
Mm-hmm.
On the 15, that's
15 looks
support,
nasty,
but
man. It looks dirty.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
we're taking this on the move 30, so I think we should be good here. It
Yeah.
should be stronger.
Hey, man. What's going on, man? Hey, people who have like 1,000 indicators in the screen. This video is so funny. He's like, they're trying to capture the line speed of NASA. I'm just kind of testing out my content here, guys, on Instagram. So you guys probably see new stuff coming in. Value, memes, like I said though, never cars though, and never vacations, and never any of that materialistic stuff on my page though. It'll always be
We're
full of value.
breaking down.
Yep, breaking down here. 30-minute breaking down. I think once you break below here, man, you should get a waterfall. So like this 11 pip
I
mark.
think at around 560, go break even. Start collecting.
560 break even. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we paid. Yeah, we paid. So wait, when's Christmas this week? Christmas this week is on Friday, right? 24th, Christmas Eve. So what I'm gonna do probably is next week will be the last full week of the stream, and then I will probably look to take the 20. I don't know. I might take the 21st off to the 25th without streaming, or I might just take the 23rd to the 25th. But that week for Christmas, I'm not gonna be trading the whole week, obviously.
You should definitely stream on New Year's Day.
New Year's Day, when is that?
New Year's Eve.
The
Just-
Friday. I mean, that's a holiday for everyone. I mean, the Thursday. Oh yeah, New Year's Eve. Imagine New Year's Eve comes in.
I'm gonna be lit on the stream.
Hey, should we stream for the countdown, guys? Who's down for the countdown on New Year's Eve?
The countdown stream. Well, you're gonna get some viewers. You gotta do some rant.
You know, we'll talk about life that day. We'll talk about life and how what we could do better in 2021, moving forward, and people can share their
Man, if I
stories
could
from
catch a
2020.
pip, if I could catch a pip at midnight,
Oh man, so that
I'm gonna put a trade in with a 1 pip stop loss. Uh-oh.
nice. Ooh,
We move.
yeah. About to be 10 pips very soon, man. About 8 pips. I can get 10
Yeah,
pips.
about 8 pips.
Broke the lowest here. Should be good.
Like this trade right here, you had a couple of entries. You got 2 entries. You could have entered on the close of the 30, or you know, if you didn't enter there, you could have waited. The 15 gave you a support, and then it broke that support on with the celery play. That's your second entry. So yeah, get a few entries.
Just smack that. If anyone's looked to close partials, you can look to close partials. I didn't really get 10 pips yet because of spreads.
Really, I closed 8.9 pips, one position. And I just
Nice.
put a stop at break even. I'll take my 9 pips.
No budge off at Times Square. Is there like a virtual thing going on though? I'm pretty sure there's a virtual thing. It's weird, man. This year's is weird. Like I really want this year to end. And next year might not be any different. It's probably the same rules applied for next year, but I mean, at least it's a new start to the year.
Just because the number is going to change on the calendar, I don't think it's going to. I think like
Yeah.
3 months from now, you're going to be like, oh fuck, I hate 2021. This is the worst year ever.
Yeah.
I
Like,
mean, you're not going to be doing that, but like other people are.
I'm still gonna be wearing a mask. You know, it's just we still have to wear a mask in 21. It's just man, tough.
Every year is the worst year ever for some people.
So also the last best year so far was the 2018. That was a good year.
Oh, you got your 10 pips right there?
Nope. 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9. Come on.
That's that.
I think I'll get 10 pips at
Right.
around
See,
like.
I told you to speak to him, and this is happening. Don't go chasing waterfalls.
I think you can look to close partials here and move SL to BE. BTW controller FX, thanks, I received your invoice for the market controller. We have moved the market 10 pips for you. Enjoy your stream.
Why is that? I didn't want that. I want a different voice. Let me try this voice.
Can you make
I
her
think
speak
you
in a
can look
different
to
way?
close partials here and move SL to BE. BTW controller FX, thanks, I received your invoice for the market controller. We have moved the markets 10 pips for you. Enjoy your stream.
Why does everyone have to have a British accent?
You want English? I got you.
Like Australian, eh, mate?
Oh, you want Australian? I have Australian.
You know, Google has pirate language.
Pirate language. What's pirate language?
Change your settings. Go to Google settings and then go to language, and you can choose pirate.
I think you can look to close partials here and move SL to BE. BTW controller FX, thanks, I received your invoice for the market controller. We have moved the market 10 pips for you. Enjoy your stream.
That's Australian.
What else you got?
Nigerian accent. Do we have that?
Get the Jamaica one. Get the Jamaica one.
Where is it? Okay. Alright, where is it?
Right near the beach.
They don't have it.
Boy.
I'm on TKS. I'm on TTS. I'm not on Google. We're
A
Brazilian.
Scottish accent. You do a Scottish accent, you can't understand a word they say. You're like, what? Is he drinking?
I have Scotland.
You know what I
Yeah.
don't like? The hour closed, and then it gave us the bottom wick first. before we
Yeah.
pulled back up.
That means that we have a high chance to pull back here.
Yeah.
Like I had a runner coming down here towards like the support down here at like 138, 210 here.
Yeah, I got around it too still.
I think this trade was planned to the T. I think it was a much better, like you said, much better entry than the buys we had earlier. Overall, made more sense here. And the chances of us breaking the support, guys, is very high, guys. Very high. It's because we're retesting the support second time here. We're retesting the low again, right? So it's not most likely. I'll say 75% chance you have to break the support here and then continue down towards the next support. Yep, flip bearish here, perfect. We have gotten that high. This could be the forward high as well. This could be it. This could be the count coming down here to the next support. Nice.
Booyakashi.
38, 691, stops break even.
And the thing is, my break even is right above this wick. It never even. So if it keeps going, like, you know, that's where my stop loss would be if I had entry anyway.
Yeah, I just realized I did not have this on my screen the whole time. This RR thing, whatever. Yeah, I think it's trade anyways. Yeah, so I mean, you have a runner now pretty much. That's it. Now it's just a risk-free trade, runner position, and sit back, relax, listen to some rockstar music, and just chill out.
Like the top wick that this candle created is just perfect because like, our break even is above the top of this candle. Let that damn thing up.
Whoa, is that Lambo? What is that?
No, that's one of those the 3-wheel ones. What do you call it?
Why did the thing delete earlier? Hold on. Trades called sells from earlier and it took a 7-pip loss. Sells and took a loss earlier. Right, buys -7 pips and then just took sells plus 10 pips. Enter runner. Yeah, I think once we actually get a closure below like the support here, you can get a nice move coming down here. A closure below here, and then you can expect price to continue further down. Or even if you break this low here, high chance. But I hope that this is gonna be the forward high here. I really don't want, like, I mean, if it hits break even, but I mean, I hope this is a forward high here, so we can just let it run. I don't want price
This would
breaking
be a
high.
real nice runner. Be
Mhm.
like what, 60 pips, 50, 60 pips.
50 pips, yep. 55 pips.
We got a trade,
Hello,
15
sir.
pips in profit, still running, and only 33 likes.
Oh yeah, I didn't mention, no, I didn't mention the likes at all the stream. If you guys are if you guys could trade here, you guys understood the trade. If you guys took the 10 pips here, leave a like in the stream where a trade called and broke it down. You have entries on this trade. You have a stop loss. You have all that good stuff. I just figured get a.
Hello, sir.
That's what I expected.
Hello, sir. PLS send me BTC.
Nah, I'm not expecting. I was trying to put send me Bitcoin.
You should just post the Bitcoin address somewhere on the screen. Say send Bitcoin to support the stream.
Hmm?
Send Bitcoin here. Yo, are you holding any Bitcoin?
No, man.
You
Like
holding anything? Ether? Any altcoins?
no, I have because I started kind of late. Like I didn't really know. I didn't get into FX since I mean, if I were to trade Bitcoin, it would have had to been like last summer, you know, like around this summer before price shot up.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get in before 2016. Definitely, I wasn't into trading or stocks or anything. So yeah, I mean, I'm not really holding
Yeah, right
anything.
now you probably want to see it touch like 10, 8,000, you know, before getting in.
But yeah, definitely like long term though. If I were to look for positions on Bitcoin.
No, Bitcoin should be like part of your retirement portfolio, I think. You know, like 65 and a half, you can go and retire, open your Bitcoin.
Well, that was legit. Are you holding any Bitcoin?
No, I was, and I liquidated when it started going down like a year and a half ago too. I was holding a lot.
Like
I lost a lot.
from like 2015, 2016?
Yeah, I got into Bitcoin at like $800. I bought a whole bunch of Ether at like $90.
Imagine you were to hold that, man. $800 per Bitcoin.
I held it on my Bitcoin was once like I don't know. I had maybe 20, 30 times, maybe 40 times my investments at one point.
The thing about Bitcoin is that it could literally crash tomorrow morning.
And that's what happened. You know, I was
Like
holding
literally
it.
tomorrow morning, go back, literally could crash.
I've seen the like I look at my account one day and then the next day I look and it's literally $80,000 less within hours. And I was just sick.
Yeah.
Sick to my stomach, like 80,000, like you know. And then the next day it was up another 40. So like it was like
Wait,
I was
did you hold
sick.
it? Did you hold it past all of that, or did you close?
No, I closed after it plateaued at like not all-time lows, but like at half my investments. Like it was just there for a really long time, and
Yeah.
like, I was making money in Forex, and I'm like, yo, why is it sitting and not moving? And I'm like, you know, in Forex. So I took all of it, put a lot of it into Forex.
I think 2019 it was stuck in that range the whole year. It didn't move.
Yeah, no, I was holding it. I had it from like 2015, 2016.
I think if I were to pick a pair I'll hold, it'll be gold probably. I would put my trust in gold. Go up.
Dude, I would have never gotten into it. You know how I got into it? I started buying rigs and mining Ether, and that's how I got into the whole cryptocurrency thing. I had a friend who was programming. He's like, dude, we could just buy rigs and
What are rigs?
mine Ether. Rigs are the computer rigs with
computer rigs. Okay.
with so we had 6 or 7. It depends how good you are, how you could set it up. My boy was really good. We set up like 10 rigs with 6 or 7 AMD cards in each, and we were getting a lot of Ether. But then like over time, it got like really hard to mine because everyone was doing it. A lot of miners, and the cost of electricity went up. So we were doing it out of like some rundown neighborhood in like Flatbush, New York.
Yeah.
You know, out of a container.
In Brooklyn?
And then like in Brooklyn. Like I was living here in Miami, but I was doing it out of because the cost of electricity was cheaper over there.
Yeah.
But like right now the cost of electricity went up to like 21 cents a kilowatt. And to be profitable, you need to be at like 17, 18 to make like companies that are making money, like running those fields, you know, like the fields, mining fields full of rigs, like 10, 20, 30,000 computers. They're somewhere like, you know, by waterfalls in like Scandinavia or whatever, or like Iceland, I don't know, Ukraine. They're paying like 3 cents. Okay, you know, 3 cents a kilowatt, so it's costing them nothing. All the money in mining Bitcoin and mining cryptocurrency is really electricity. It's like it's what you spend on electricity. You know, how cheap can you get it? If you can get your electricity really cheap or free, you know, you're gonna make money. Otherwise, all your profits in mining go
towards like electricity.
Yeah, that you're using. You need a lot of power.
Where in the world has the least expensive electricity?
Yeah, that's what they do. The rigs, you know what they do? They'll go to like a electric plant, and they'll be like, "Can we build our field here, like literally on your property, or like right outside the gates?" And you know, a lot of these plants like on like waterfalls use water energy, and like it's, you know, these big companies they try to set up their own, you know, electricity or
Iceland?
their own waste. Yeah, they try to set up a lot of their own shit, like a lot of their own ways to get electricity. They'll put solar, they'll put whatever they can. You know, solar's not there in terms of getting enough power. But they'll do wind farms. You know, they'll build their own wind farms just to have their own rig farms.
Wait, what? How old are you when you did that?
How old was I?
When you
Sorry.
when you got into crypto or mining?
5 years ago, I was around 29,
No.
30, 28. 35 right now.
Would you go back to do now or forex? Who's talking
What
right
was
now? My Wixman, he's talking. Would you ever go back to crypto?
As a long-term investment, yeah, maybe. It's just so I was stupid, you know. I just got into crypto and I was using it as like income. Like I was like, oh yeah, this week I'm gonna put in money into like Coinbase and it's gonna, you know, grow, or I'm gonna put into Gate.io or whatever the exchanges we had. You know, there was a whole bunch of them. You know, Liqui, Binance, Bittrex, all the B exchanges. I was holding a little bit of everything in there, and right now I realize that it's more of an investment vehicle. It's more of a long term, you know.
Mhm.
Like I can log in, you know, we can go onto MT4 and trade Bitcoin, but it's just I don't know, the history is not there, the stability is not there. Like if you want to make funds, if you want to make, you know, money, if you want to make a salary, if you want to supplement your income, you know, not go to work and do this on a daily basis and make money, it's not in Bitcoin. Bitcoin can give you that like one big payout or blow your account in a second, and it won't give you a reason. There won't be historical data, you know,
Yeah.
that'll tell you why, or like, you know, it's not, I don't think
Stable.
you can do great TA, like consistent TA. I mean, I'm sure there are people that do it and they figured it out, but you can't do consistent TA on Bitcoin the way you can on gold and on GJ.
Another thing with gold is that gold is just like a safe haven, so it's just like, I mean, that's how I just that's the reason why I just
It's just
grab
there,
gold.
yeah. Certain
Yeah.
events in the world happen, and gold will just repeat its movements, and it will act the same way because this has been doing for like decades, and you know, we don't have that. We don't have that, you know.
With Bitcoin.
Bitcoin,
Like
yeah.
Bitcoin literally crash tomorrow, like literally tomorrow
Yeah,
morning.
or it could go up
Something
to
could happen.
100K.
Yeah.
It could go to all-time highs, and then you're like, oh, where are my stops now? You know, what do I do now? You know, you really have no idea. So if you believe in the technology, great, invest into it like a stock. You know, put money into Bitcoin, let it grow, forget about it. You know, if you did that in 2016, 2017, 2018, and forgot about it, you'd be doing well off right now. So, you know, go to and let it dip. You know, invest and forget about it. But if you want to make daily income or supplement your salary, Forex is the place.
What if you were like hold Bitcoin since it was like $1? Like what year was that at? Like 2008 or something, right?
2011, I'd say, 2009.
Like since it's $1, let's go to like the yearly time frame.
Like you wouldn't have done it. Like people weren't investing in it. It was just
Yeah.
early believers that like were familiar with it. At that point, no one was familiar with it. You know.
Hey, I know what we have here though. Go on like the weekly time frame from like 20. The reason why we shot up was because price broke out of the range. Price broke out of the range here. From the, I guess, where is it? The monthly. Right here. We just decided to break out of the range here, guys. Cause look, you had a you had a resistance form here. No, I'm being dead ass. Look, I'm being serious. Look at this. It actually lined up perfectly back in the day. Look at this. You had a resistance form here, right? On a yearly. Yeah, support form right here. Prior to this move, we're bullish. Price was in the range here. Once discount closed outside the range, price pushed up.
This is back when Don was 11.
This is when I was like 18, 15, 16. No, yeah, 16 when we broke out. I mean, I never thought we would get into stocks or FX in my life. I was still in school, high school.
Bitcoin and Don's trading career are on a similar trajectory.
I might hit enter here. My runner might hit enter. Let's see. Like if we just like close bullish here, I think it's probably a day before we're stuck in a range for the rest of the day. And I mean, I caught my 10
I'm
pips
still-
today, but
My runner is still 6 pips in profit.
my runner's literally like yeah, around there, like 4 or 5 pips. It's not
It's a
really a
long
good
stream.
sign. Now that we made it low and coming back up here, you know, especially on the
Yeah,
4-hour
it's
time
okay.
frame, just tapping that support. So it is my entry. I'll call it a day. Wasn't
Long
bad.
stream. We're in a trade. We're in a trade at 9:30, and this trade's been in there. Like this is longer than usual and later than usual.
Yeah. But then again, it's a runner, right? Like one time I had a runner go from like literally 8 a.m. to like 11. Tap TP at around 12. Like, think what
At
runners
10:30,
that.
I'd be like, just hit something. Hit
Yeah,
something.
like
Hit
his
my stop,
entry
hit something.
or something. Yeah, I think about runners, it's like the worst thing that's gonna happen is just it hits our entry. I used to get really scared of runners. I don't know why. Like when I first started runners, I would just close it because I just wanted to secure profits. But over time, I learned that you really the point of runners is to make it bigger than your initial position. You know, it should be making more than your initial closure. Like let's say you were pop of a 5 lot, you close 2.5 lot at 10 pips. Your runner would have to make more than that for it to be valid. Because if it's not, then there's no point of leaving a runner. You might as well close full at 10 pips.
Oh, look at it this way. If it hits the runner, it's like a alarm. Hey, that's it. Time to get up. Go get on with the rest of your day. Go do other shit.
Yeah.
It's like my wake up alarm to go trade. And then this is the alarm. Let's go do other shit. I don't even know if I would manage this unless this goes into like
Wait,
20,
how
30
come?
pips in profit.
What
And I-
was your
I know.
wait? How come you didn't close? Oh, cause I thought you had to just close full here at support here, at the support.
I closed half.
Oh, you closed half.
So I had
So you,
the 2-1 lots running. I closed.
so you kind of just anticipating the same like runner as like on a higher time from here. I'm down.
Yeah, I'm just gonna anticipate 50 pips here.
Yeah.
Just like very simple.
It's just because like I've seen so many times where we just retest the low again and we just break it, right? So this is what I'm expecting from this candle, but I mean this candle really has to close below now for it to happen.
We've had really, really nice movement, nice bearish movement. It's been following, structure. It's been doing everything I guess they would do so far. So I'm just gonna let my analysis play out. I find that like my original analysis is always right. Well, not always, but like it's always more right than my second analysis where I'm like, maybe this, maybe that.
Yeah.
So my original analysis just gave me 10 pips and let the runner go.
Yeah, this is my original analysis as well. These sells from earlier, like I literally drew the exact same candles out at 6:30 or 7.
Yeah,
like,
I saw.
literally the exact same. If we go back here, I'll show you guys. It was like back to my drawing history. I draw a
Go
lot,
back
so
to
it's
art class.
gonna take a minute. All right. Come on. This Zoom thing is so helpful though to really explain things. This is the best feature on Zoom. Come on, where is it? This far back?
You draw a lot.
I do draw a lot. I'm more of a visual learner, so we gotta draw it out to really see the idea.
There we go.
Yeah, right here. I want to see the bullish candle though. I knew I drew it again with bullish candles. I know for a fact. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. That was like the third time I explained it. I think I explained this scenario like 5 times today. So that was one. we got about 3 more of those scenarios.
You'd be really good at street signs. One way. One way that way. Stop. U-turn.
All right, man. Is it?
Yeah, this looks like
No, it's not
this
it.
looks like Google Maps right now, like giving me directions.
Oh my god, this is a lot. This is the most I drew. Yeah, I can just go back in the stream and just show you guys at 7 a.m. where I drew it, but I'd rather do it this way. It's organic. It shows that it's actually my Zoom history. I think it's coming. I feel it.
I feel this runner hitting 50 pips right now.
Yeah, if we were to come back and break the current candle low again, I'd be like high chance that would be the high. This would be the high, and we'll just literally waterfall straight down. This would be great if that does happen. Oh, it's right here. Right here. Yeah. Oh my, that wasn't it. Right here, is it?
Yeah.
Here we go, guys. We got it now. There it is. Woo. There you go. All right. So, I got how close was I drawing this? Oh, right here. So, I drew this out at around 7 a.m. or at around 7 a.m. when this candle closed there. I drew it out like this because we were expecting price to continue down here, like so, right? Because I mentioned how we, pretty much here. Because prior to this trend, price is bearish, right? So since price is bearish here, I said how, okay, price is going to find support somewhere, which is going to be right here, and then find resistance somewhere. Once that resistance is formed, we'll know when it's formed once we close bearish, and that once the candle closes bearish, that's pretty much when I think the sales come down. So since we're retesting the lows the second time around here, I'm expecting price to just continue down, right? So that was what I drew out at 7, and that was what played out for me later on during the day. So I think today's lesson for me was just to trust my first original analysis, because that was what worked out for me today. Perfect. If it plays out the way you drew it, I'm gonna have to make an Instagram post about it. Yeah, but then again, like if I were to do that every time, you know, I'll have 1,000 posts on my Instagram. Because there, obviously, a lot of stuff plays out on the streams. This is a long runner. Usually for runners, guys, I just call it, I just don't even like watch it, to be honest with you guys. I just let it run risk free. Not done flexing. You want to see me flexing for real? On I have a thing that I play. It's like an aim trainer thing, and my aim is really crazy on it. All based off reflex, honestly. Like I'll have like points showing up like here, points showing up here, points showing up here, and whenever it pops, you gotta boom, 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 like connect it. Like, no. I guess this is why I kind of draw fast and I have like I'm quick with my mouse.
You see, stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on 2 separate tracks, each one giving special emphasis to certain sections of the orchestra, as heard from those.
Well, I mean the 15 here closed bearish though.
played back simultaneously.
So like now probably what will happen is like it's just a runner, so I'm just gonna let it run. Usually if this wasn't a runner, I'll look to move my stop loss from the break even to in profit, right? That's what I'll do in this case. So since it's just a run, I'm just gonna let it run. If it were to break this high, I'll take the risk of hitting break even since I already closed partials. But you guys do whatever you guys want with the position. You guys can close partials, close full. It really depends on what you want to do with it. It's all personal preference, that part of it. If we can we can be here till like 10, 11 p.m. a.m. watching a runner go down. I mean, just imagine this runner hitting at like London session tonight, and the stream was like 24 hours long. Just watching a runner. Hey guys, we might be pushing here, because if this 30-minute here closes bearish here, that'll be a good sign. But then that's kind of will have a very high chance to continue down as well, like this. And then once you get closure below, that'll be another entry opportunity for you guys to enter. Once you get another entry down here, I mean another closure down here, enter on the opening, target down here, stops previous candle high. That's if we get a closure below though. Yeah, so close bearish, can't weak bearish. 1 hour still open, 15 is closing bullish. So, I mean, nothing much we can do. I'll let it run. Bye guys, great value. Yeah man, take it easy. Catch you tomorrow. Yep, broke the highs here. Yep, high chance it's gonna hit. Yep, there it is. Boom. Entries have been hit here for the runner position. Still managed to secure 10 pips on a 5 lot here. So, yeah, that was the trade, guys. The runner, well, took a long time to really hit entry, but took an attempt at the runner. So if you guys are waiting for more positions today, I would say wait for sells below 138, 514 here, below a closure below there will take us down towards the next support, which is gonna be roughly around this area. So wait for that to form, and you guys can take another entry. Other than that, guys, I think I'm gonna hop off here, guys. It's been a great day. Alright, man, take it easy, bro.
I'll see ya.
See you tomorrow.
On the trade.
Uh-huh.
On the leverage. Enjoy the damn day. My alarm's been hit.
Alright, guys, take it easy, guys. I appreciate you showing up today. Leave a like on the stream if you guys haven't. Subscribe, follow our Instagram channel if you guys haven't yet. And yeah, peace out.